What's up, guys? Welcome back to the TNT podcast. I'm your host, Tasha.
And I'm T.
So today we are talking about what, babe?
We're talking about the greatest singers of all time.
Okay.
I think last week on your stream, you were doing a poll and you were asking some of the people in the chat who are the greatest singers of all time. And we compiled a list.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about what you guys, some of the singers you guys recommend and suggest are the greatest singers of all time. But we're also going to give our personal thoughts and opinions about who we think are our favorite singers. But first, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and support the Patreon for more awesome videos. Now, make sure you stay until the end. That way you can find out who won last week's competition to get a reaction from us. And if you want your chance to win a reaction, all you have to do is stay until the end to get the code word. That way you can get your reaction.
And no cheating.
Yeah, no cheating at all.
We'll know if you cheated. And we'll know if you're not a subscriber either. No lurkers getting reactions.
All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah. So like you were saying on our live stream last week, a lot of people were listing who they thought were the greatest singers of all time. And it couldn't just be one person saying it. It had to be a few people saying the same person over and over again. So we knew it was real.
Okay.
And so we're going to start listing those people, but we're also going to start diving into their catalogs as well to really see why these people are the greatest singers of all time, because that's like a big title, you know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
To be labeled the best singers of all time.
Right.
So one of the first on the list, this is the top person on the list, is Steve Perry. Now I know you don't know who Steve Perry is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is that?
He is the lead singer of Journey.
Oh,
and you know what was so funny? I did a Journey reaction, and I was just saying, oh my God, I just love his voice. Now, I didn't know that his name was Steve Perry, and someone made a request for a Steve Perry reaction right after the Journey reaction.
Okay, and you didn't know it was the same person.
I was like, this is my first time reacting to Steve Perry. Let's go. And it was like, Tasha, you just did a reaction to Journey. So he has some solo work, and his voice is very distinctive. So we will be jumping into Journey music and dissecting what makes him one of the greatest singers of all time. So number one on the list is Steve Perry. Next on the list is
Adele.
So what you think about that, babe?
I don't really listen to Adele's music. I know that from the songs that I have heard, what was that? Rolling in the Deep?
Yeah.
It was a very powerful song, but it didn't move me like it moved other people.
Well, what do you think about her voice, though?
I think she has a pretty good voice. And you know what? The main thing that I've come to really discover when you talk about things such as the greatest singer of all time or who has the best voices, it's very subjective and it's very relative to what type of music you listen to or what influences that you have, because everybody's favorite singer is always going to be there for a specific reason. Like this artist moves you. Now, everybody, like in the case of Adele, a lot of people enjoy Adele's music and her voice because it speaks to them. But for me, Adele doesn't really speak to me. So
And I think when we dive into their music, we're gonna have to like take our personal preferences and biases out.
Absolutely.
And really like listen to the voice and not just, oh, do I like this song or not?
Right, absolutely. And that's what happens the majority of times when we do these reactions and explore music. We kind of put our biases aside to really think about what makes people enjoy this artist. And a lot of times if you go into listening to music that way, you'll enjoy the artist a lot more.
Well, I haven't removed all my biases yet. There's some songs I don't care. I just don't like it.
Right. Well, a lot of people feel that way about heavy metal and death metal. So
that's me. I'm one of those people. Okay, so number 3 on the list, and this is my favorite, Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is the best voice of all time to me. Okay, and I'll give you the rest of my list later. But next on the list is Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Sinatra. Someone said George Strait.
Okay, yeah, I can get down with that.
Ann Wilson. And I'm not too familiar with Ann Wilson. Are you?
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Chris Stapleton. Ooh,
Oh,
that's
now,
a good one.
yeah, that's the guy that sung Tennessee Whiskey, right?
Yes.
Yeah, oof, yeah.
His
He's got a
voice just does something. He has one of those soulful voices that only come along like once in a generation.
Okay.
And I think he's one of the best voices of our generation. Like, he has one of those old soulful voices that not a lot of people have anymore.
Okay.
I feel like he's an old soul. Next on the list is Elvis. Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks is good. I really, really like her voice.
Yeah. The word that always comes up with Stevie Nicks is bewitching. There's definitely something bewitching about her voice.
Yeah.
And I would say it over and over again because that's the best word to describe her voice. Next up is Karen Carpenter.
Is that part of the Carpenters? The family band?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I don't know who that is.
She sings with her brother, and I forgot her brother name. I know people gonna come for me, but it is what it is. Meatloaf is next on the list.
Yeah.
George Michael.
George Michaels? Yeah, you know, and the thing of it is like from the songs that I've heard from George Michaels, to me, they weren't really representative of his vocal style, or even of his voice, showing off like how good his voice is. I think they were just good songs. So
you haven't had an opportunity to hear his vocal range.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, so maybe you guys might know some songs from George Michael.
Yeah, that you would want to recommend. Yeah, leave them down below in the comment section.
Yeah. So next up is Al Green.
Okay.
And Al Green has a very distinctive voice. Like, when he comes on the radio, you know it's Al Green. Okay.
Yeah, he does. Okay. Right.
Love and happiness. Okay, next is Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
Never
heard any music from him. Or maybe I have, I just can't recognize it.
Oh, so we definitely gonna have to get into it and explore, because the fact that you don't know Shaka Khan's music. Next is Carly Simon.
Nah.
Huh?
Nah, never heard of her.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying no. Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. Okay, all right.
Linda Ronstadt.
Heard of her. I think we might have done some of her music on the stream.
Next up is Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Oh, Aerosmith, yeah.
Robert Plant. You see how far along Robert Plant is on this list?
Yeah.
Neil Diamond. Martina McBride. Dio.
Okay.
So you were in the stream and you said Dio.
Yeah. I think a lot of rockers and metalheads would agree that Dio, along with Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, have some of the best voices ever.
And the last on the list is Anita Baker.
Ooh, yeah.
So I know there's people missing from this list, and this is where you guys come in. But before you do that, I need to hear who you think. Give me your top 3 best voices of all time.
I didn't have a top 3 ready.
Okay.
In which I just have one.
Okay.
Which, as I said, music. Is your taste in music
need disclaimers.
Your taste in music is subjective.
Disclaimers.
So my top favorite voice of all time would be Chino Moreno from Deftones. I think that he has an incredible voice, a great range. It meshes well with the band's style. It's bewitching or enchanting.
Hey, don't steal my word.
No, I'm just saying that's the kind of feeling you get from people who enjoy Deftones music. That's what you get when you listen to this band and you listen to the sound of his voice. It's just really, really good. And especially when you get into the band's music, these are guys that really can take you there. So
his voice is enchanting and bewitching. And
it's everything. It's everything great that you love about a vocalist.
Okay. So my pick is Whitney Houston for obvious reasons. Her vocal range, her ability, her tone, everything about Whitney was out of this world. And it doesn't matter what song she sings, whether it's a pop song, you can always hear her range. And she showed that vocal ability in every last one of her songs. And it touches you here. Like, every time you hear her, you get goosebumps.
Okay.
And that's what I love. It touches the soul, the heart. It just emanates and it goes through you. So that's my pick, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Fair enough. So, guys, at this time, we want to go ahead and announce the winner of the competition for last week, which is Mike, in which he has requested Robert Earl Keen, and the song is called Sonora's Death Row. Now, we will be knocking that out, so make sure you stay tuned for next week. We'll have it posted. And if you want your chance to win this week's competition, all you got to do is just list the greatest singer of all time and type TNT, hashtag TNT at the end of your request.
Okay.
So just type the greatest singer of all time, in your opinion, hashtag TNT.
Okay.
And that way you will be entered into your chance to win a reaction from us.
Okay.
So guys, as always, thank y'all so very much for tuning in and hanging out with us. We will see you tonight for our country music hoedown. And of course, if you are into metal music, make sure you stay tuned to midnight for Metal Meltdown. As always, like this video, share. We'll see you guys next time.
Ta-ta.
Peace.